Hello, everyone. Welcome to Free Talk with Miss Joe Real Talk No Fo. This podcast is a space for real conversations, and today's episode is about real lived experiences, not rules. This episode is for everyone tuning in, but if you're also just curious kung ano bang pag-uusapan namin today dito, just questioning or just here to listen, maraming salamat for tuning in. But if you are also Muslim, this episode is dedicated to you today. Mapa male or female Muslim ka man, mas para sa'yo ang episode na ito because you belong to this conversation. In this episode entitled The Muslima, Suhoor and Salam, we will be talking about the modern Muslima. This is the Arabic word for a female Muslim, and we will be navigating the beautiful complexities of their faith. Hindi po ako Muslim, hindi din ako Catholic, but I'm a firm believer of the Bible and I have a lot of Muslim friends and have many conversations with different people with different religions like the born-again Christians, the Baha'i faith, Protestants, Mormons, Hare Krishna, Iglesia ni Cristo, etc. And so far, wala pa naman ako na-encounter na nagkaproblema kami talking about our faith because I respect the religion in the same manner that they respect mine. Since Ramadan has already started in February 18 and will end in March 20, I have invited a Muslim friend who's also been a part of my journey in this podcast. Let's all welcome my good friend, Siti Jubaira Ali. Hi Jobs, Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Hi, Miss Jo. And sa mga listeners mo.
Jobs used to be a professor in the Mindanao State University. She's a licensed CPA, a Maranao blogger, and she was awarded the Best Director for her work in the regional and national JPIA conventions, even when she was still a student in MSU. And she was also awarded Best Editor in the same category. She's multi-awarded, and it's my pleasure to have you as my guest in this podcast. Welcome.
Thank you. My pleasure too.
Okay, Jobs. So may mga questions lang ako sa mga Muslima na katulad mo. So umpisahan na natin. Okay. So is there such a thing as a modern Muslima?
Yes, meron, but I think hindi siya more on tied doon sa definition ng pagiging Muslima, kasi Muslima is being modest, pero yung pag sinabi kasing mga modern Muslima, sila yung mga sabay sa uso, mga nagvo-vlog, yung mga typical na Muslims who are not for me, point of view ko kasi to sa mga kapwa ko Muslims. Kasi even me, I cannot label myself as someone na, kumbaga, I'm not that modern kasi wala akong masyadong social media presence, ganon. Kasi actually, an ideal Muslima is someone who preserves her modesty. And yung pagiging modest kasi in Islamic perspective is something na hindi lang siya sa pananamit, and hindi more on the character, on your actions, on what you do. So for me, showing your face on the social media, lalo na yung husband ko, he was telling me na hindi talaga kita ipopost sa Facebook, sa social media, ganyan. Which is okay lang sa akin kasi hindi ko naman din gusto na masyadong, although naka-expose. And we have that term called dayuth. It's an Arabic term for a man who exposes or allows his wife to be seen by other people. Kaya nga, di ba, may mga, siguro, madi-differentiate nyo yung mga modern Muslims dun sa mga traditional. May isip nyo yung mga traditional or yung mga talagang Muslims are those who, yung mga nagtatakip ng yung niqab.
Including yung mga nose.
Yes, yung mga face. Like parang they're not that actually pati ako nag-wonder ako paano sila nakaka-survive here in Metro Manila, yung gano'n kasi mahirap talaga yung discrimination pagdating sa, but when you say modern Muslima, wala siyang walang definite na definition eh. Kumbaga, it arise na lang out of the norms, out of the what these Muslims are doing.
Yeah, because
Di-
probably of the modern times also.
Oo, kasi for example, yung mga yung mga nagpo-promote ng mga makeup, ganon. So they're exposing their beauty. And okay, you're Muslims, but to consider that as something na kumbaga hindi na yun pasok sa yung point of view ko lang to kasi mababash talaga ako. Mababash talaga. Kasi may mga Muslim kasi talaga na, parang that's okay, ganito, parang we're living in this era,
Modern,
in this modern times. But for me, it's not about living in the modern times kasi hindi naman nagbabago kung ano yung mga nakasulat, kung ano yung dapat na sinusunod natin.
Kahit na 20th century na siya or ano. Oo.
Yes, so yun.
Yes. So let's talk about naman the Muslim faith. Yan. How do Muslims define faith as a journey?
Faith as
Kasi
a
alam ko,
yes.
No offense meant with the other religion, pero usually ang nakikita ko sa Muslims, diba, you pray 5 times a day, may ganun. So parang yung conviction sobrang malalim. At saka yung fasting ninyo, that's a conviction, diba?
Okay. Actually, being a Muslim actually is governed by parang, it encompasses the 5 pillars of Islam. Yung sala, yung prayer na 5 times a day, Ramadan, 5 pillars yun. So, 5 pillars of Islam. So, kasama dun yung sala, Ramadan, yung declaration of faith, yung La ilaha illallah, that there is only God, one God, Allah, and that's Allah. And we have charity, and yun yung pang fifth. Gusto ko hindi ako nag-review eh.
Okay.
Anyway, so yun.
Yeah.
And also, if you will be reading or parang kung magdudwell ka sa mga or magbabasa ka ng mga Islamic concepts, mga ganyan. Parang we are defining actually Islam as a complete way of life. Kumbaga, lahat ng sagot sa mga sa life mo, kumbaga yung mga ginagawa mo, lahat yan nandun sa principles namin, ganun. Yes, so yun, yung 5 pillars of Islam.
Oh, wow. So have you ever felt that your faith didn't look like everyone else's? And have you ever wondered if that made you less? Or I'm pretty sure you're all proud of your religion.
Well, yes. Ano bang religion mo, Miss Jo?
Actually, I am not Catholic. I cannot even call myself a Christian. Nakakahiya kasi marami akong kasalanan sa mundo.
Okay,
Pero I'm
so
a firm believer of the Bible. Naniniwala talaga ako sa Bible.
actually, may best friend ako and she is a Christian. So, nung first kasi, parang ang dami din niyang curiosity about, sumasama nga siya sa akin mag-iftar pag gantong Ramadan. She shared to me actually, parang pinag-compare namin yung religion. So parang kami kasi, if you will, I'm sure, konti lang din yung mga nakapagbasa ng Quran. Oo. Lahat ng mga nakalagay sa Bible nasa Quran yun. Even the si Mama Mary, there is a one full chapter that is dedicated for her. Oo, yung mga prophets. Actually, Jesus is Prophet Isa alayhi salam sa amin. He is a prophet. So parang kumbaga,
I came across that.
so hindi
Nagbabasa kasi ako rin ng ibang religion na books na nakikita ko kasi ano yan way of life. We learn other things also aside from our own religion para magkaroon tayo ng comparison, 'di ba? Mas maganda 'yon.
So
I came across that.
So yun. So parang nung nag-compare kami, actually before sa Marawi naman, sa MSU kung saan ako nanggaling, mix talaga dun yung Muslims. it may be a Muslim dominated area, pero marami kasing nag-aaral doon na mga other faiths.
Hindi rin Muslim.
Yes, from Surigao, from Butuan. So doon sila nag-aaral. So parang iba-iba yung mga really, may mga born again, ganun. So kasi yung MSU nga is created to to create diversity, oo, across all the mga mga lumats,
Also,
mga
it's not
indigenous.
specifically or exclusively for Muslims pala.
Oo,
Okay.
yes, hindi siya exclusive. Kaya parang yun, na-expose din kami sa mga other religions. And nalalaman namin, okay, ganito ganyan pala, parang ganito pala si Jesus is si Prophet
sino siya.
Isang, oo, kung sino siya. So kung yung question is if ano yun,
If you wondered if it made you less,
no. Absolutely no. For me, Islam is the best religion.
and what about the hijab? Yan, kasi usually pag nakakakita kami ng babae na may hijab, alam na namin Muslim yan. But what does it stand for and what's the personal meaning of wearing it? Meron kasi ako mga ibang Muslim friends, hindi nila sinusuot lagi. Parang tinatanggal din nila. So, okay ba yun? O hindi ba yun okay?
Yes, so I also get that every time since ang dami kong friends din dito na mga Muslims sa Metro Manila na hindi naghihijab. So, ang dami nakakapansin din ng mga non-Muslim and they say na sinasabi nila palagi na okay naman palang hindi ka maghijab. Bakit si ganito? Bakit si ganyan? Well, hindi ko sila i-judge kasi ang sabi naman nila is, yung mga ibang tao, sinasabi nila na, hindi porket hindi yan naghihijab, parang masamang Muslim yan, ganun. Maybe it's just that I grew up in an environment where, kumbaga, mandatory yun. Hindi siya mandatory, more on nasanay ka. Kasi mahirap siya na, nag-start akong mag-hijab, mga grade 6 na ako. Grade 6 first year, hindi pa yun yung hijab talaga na nakapatong lang din yung hijab ko. Hindi, kasi mahirap siya eh. Mahirap siya na, kaya I totally understand
Kasi
yung mga,
mainit.
mainit, and aside from that, parang nag-change ka ng identity. Naalala ko kasi yung before na pinaghijab ako ng mama ko na parang, sabi ko parang I don't feel good. Parang hindi ko siya gusto. Kasi syempre, nasanay ka sa mga pag-aayos, gano'n, ng buhok. Syempre. And then suddenly na, okay, kailangan mo nang mag-hijab, ganyan. And then I realized na wearing hijab pala is, aside from, it is part of your modesty eh. Parang it is part of you representing your religion. Oo. So, yung hindi ko, yun nga sabi ko, hindi ko i-judge yung mga hindi baka nga mas religious pa sila sa akin or mas may alam pa sila. Though, kung titingnan mo, kung ano yung talagang teachings ng Islam is required yun. Required, even me, I cannot, wait lang, yung hijab kasi, what many people understand about hijab is that hijab is this one, covering sa
yung veil.
hair sa no. Hijab is actually the overall na pananamit mo. It is not considered hijab yung nakahijab ka nga dyan tapos skinny jeans and super tight. Parang naalala ko kasi ang purpose hijab is kumbaga hindi ma-expose yung body mo because that entertains mga fitna. We call it fitna, yung pag may makakita sa'yo na lalaki and nakapag-isip ng mga yun, hindi maganda, ganon. The sin is on you, not on the person. Oo. Kaya parang dapat i-protect mo yung sarili mo. And hijab is not just about the covering of the hair, but the overall. Kaya nga dapat mga loose yung, kung hindi man kami mag-abaya, yung black cloak. Oo, kasi di ba hindi yun dito kung makikita mo sa Saudi Arabia or sa mga Arab countries, balot na balot. Kasi yun yung totoong hijab. Yun yung hindi dapat nakikita yung shape ng body mo. Yeah, kaya medyo bumalik tayo doon sa mga modern Muslima. Yun yung mga modern Muslima. Because kasi ginagawa nilang modern yung sa hijab na ang daming styling and nadidefeat nun yung purpose ng modesty
The
or
real
ng
meaning of
the real meaning of hijab. Kasi parang you are attracting people you are attracting other people to look at you in a beautiful way. Kung magagandahan ko yung tas yun, 'di ba, which defeats the entire purpose of the hijab.
Ako, alam ko talaga ang hijab is only a veil or a fabric na gagamitin mo. So hindi pala. Wow, that's very very interesting. So, ano naman yung tingin mo na yung public's opinion or not opinion but assumptions about Muslimas wearing the hijab? Example, yung FIFA, 'di ba, yung volleyball. Ang init, girl. Tapos lahat ng players naka-hijab. So parang kami yung init na init sa kanila. But it's their way of life. So, yung assumption namin, parang hindi ba kayo naiinitan dyan sa ginagawa nyo? Pero hindi mo sila mapipigil kasi yun yung ano nila. So,
Yung iba, yung I think hindi naman lahat, pero yung may yung mga naririnig ko or ganyan, I think parang feeling nila oppressed yung mga Muslim women kasi parang kumbaga restricted kami to show beauty, to show ourselves, ganon. So I think yun yung
kaya sinusuot.
Oo. Which is hindi mo naman ma-explain yun sa lahat ng tao na that reminds me of one scenario nitong last trip namin ni Deary kasi sa Vietnam. Ang init doon. So alam mo, Miss Jo, yung gusto kong mag-t-shirt lang kasi parang, oh my God, naka-jacket ako kasi t-shirt na, wala na akong natirang ibang damit kundi yung t-shirt at saka yung jacket. Tapos sabi ko sa kanya, dear, can I wear t-shirt lang? Tapos sabi niya, kasi ang init, sabi niya, mas mainit sa hell. Mas mainit sa impyerno, sabi niya. Kumbaga, actually, it is a lifetime commitment na tied doon sa religion. Kumbaga, ako kasi, iba-iba din yung mga Muslims Ako, pag feeling ko, doon sa 5 pillars of Islam na yun, sa 5 pillars of Islam namin, pag may isa akong hindi na ko-comply, feeling ko, parang lahat ng mga challenges, mga trials, mga struggles ko sa life is dahil nga, I am on the wrong path. Ganon. Parang I'm always on that side na, hindi gumaganda yung pakiramdam ko pag especially sa pananamit ganun. So hindi ako komportable na parang nagtatanggal ng damit.
So ano yung emotional weight ng visibility niyan sa inyo? Sa iyo personally?
I think it's more on the intention Kasi ako iniisip ko part siya nung faith ko. So, kumbaga, pag tinanggal mo yung isang part na yon, kumbaga dun sa 5 pillars na yon, tinanggal mo yung isang part, parang half-baked yung ganun. So, honestly, it's not about other people. I don't really care what they say. Oo, kasi ako, ito yung, hindi naman sa kinasanayan lang, but this is who I am This is part of my identity. Kaya parang I'm gonna wear it, I'm gonna bring it, I'm gonna play it well like this. Regardless kung anong iniisip ng ibang tao. Ganun na, oo. Kaya parang kahit sinasabi nila napakainit, ganito, ganyan. And the more you know na bawal lang isang bagay or the more you increase knowledge kasi, parang that will be held against you Pag hindi mo na siya finalo, alam mo palang mali tapos na parang, bakit mo ginagawa? So ganun din kasi akong tao, na parang pag, alam mo pala so bakit mo ginagawa? So parang nawawalan ako ng self-respect pag ganun.
So, usually Muslims, men and women yan, you are always perceived strong, di ba? Kaya maraming takot sa Muslim. Totoo ba to? How true is this?
Siguro, let's bring it closer pa to, na mas makaka-relate tayo dun sa Marawi Siege.
Oh, yes.
Nung nangyari siya. Oo. Ang dami-dami kasing mga, ano bang tawag dyan, yung mga haka-haka. Mga, na ganito daw yon kaya nangyari yon.
Iba-ibang version
Yes.
of the story. Yes.
But on my point of view, yung para sa akin kasi, yung about siya, na parang, actually, Muslims across the globe is being labeled as terrorist, di ba? Yun nga yung parang double standard nila pag nasa binabalita sa news na pag Muslim yung na terrorist na agad yung tawag. Pero pag hindi Muslim, 'di ba? So yun nga yung hindi ko matatanggal yun sa ibang tao din because that's part of history. But I can only speak for the religion itself na like for like us na mga Maranaos, yun yung sinasabi ko palagi sa mga ganyang misconceptions na kami kasi meron kaming maratabat na tinatawag yung pride. And uso sa amin yung ridu. Ridu is pag may pinatay sa pamilya nyo, may papatayin din kami sa inyo. And it's important to note na hindi yan teachings ng Islam. So, ang minimin ko dito is that Maranaos does not represent the Muslims and it does not represent Islam. The same way na yung mga gumagawa din or yung mga nag-engage ng, for me sa akin ito, hindi, kasi I cannot judge those Muslims na kumbaga nag-umatak, mga ganun. Kasi may mga sari-sariling motive yan or intention eh. May tinatawag kasi silang, ano ba yung tawag doon? Yung parang sacrifice. Oo, na parang pag namatay ka for the sake of Islam, for the sake of your religion, jihad. Yes, we call that jihad. Yes. So, depende. Gaya nung sa Marawi Siege. For me, most of those na nandun, marami akong kakilala doon, marami akong kaibigan doon na namatay hindi namin alam. Kasi nire-recruit yung mga sa isang, and ginagamit sa'yo yung faith religion mo against you. Kumbaga, i-encourage ka nila to, masyadong grabe yung paniniwala mo. So, kaya mo makipagpatayan para dito, ganito. Which is hindi. Kasi hindi naman teachings ng Islam ang pumatay. Diba? So, yun, feeling ko misplaced lang siguro yung although yung intentions nila is somewhat like that, pero parang for me misplaced yung yung kung saan napupunta yun, parang
intention, no?
Yes.
Okay. But have you ever been praised or criticized for being strong when you really just needed, help a little bit paminsan-minsan?
When if sa religion or sa Islam about being strong, hindi. Siguro nagiging strong ako dahil sa mga trauma ko. Dahil sa mga anger issues ko. Pero sa religion oo.
So, Ramadan to most of us non-Muslims is fasting month for you. So, minsan yung mga gusto mag-diet, sumasabay. But what is the real meaning and purpose of fasting and how does it work for you guys?
Fasting, okay. Aside from it being one of the pillars of Islam na parang there is a month kasi sa aming calendar na Ramadan. So sa Ramadan na yun, Ramadan is a sacred month because it is when the Holy Quran was revealed to mankind. And Ramadan is a month of cleansing. Siguro yung iba, ang iniisip nila is that nag-a-abstain lang kami sa food. Oo. Actually, hindi. Nag-a-abstain kami sa lahat ng mga desires, mga anything na parang yes, na mga worldly life. Parang worldly matters ba? Parang ganun. So, yun yung doon kami nag-a-abstain. Parang backbiting,
yes,
mga
envy,
and that's one. Another is that tinuturuan niya kaming maging grateful because pinaparamdam niya sa'yo na parang nagiging mas empathetic ka sa mga taong walang-wala. Kumbaga hindi mo makakain, ganon. And then for you to appreciate the blessings that you have. So, this is also a month. May nabasa nga ako before kung bakit daw many Muslims, parang, if you will ask, mga non-Muslims kasi, they might say na, gusto naming natatapos na yung Ramadan kasi hindi kami nakakakain whole day, mga ganon, wala kaming tulog. Actually, parang it's the opposite. The more kasi, parang ganito sa first week, adjusting pa lang kami, ganyan. Pero pagdating na sa towards the end of the Ramadan, nafe-feel mo na ayaw mo ng, kung pwede lang talaga, Miss Jo, na whole year ang Ramadan. The reason is that dun mo nafe-feel yung connection mo sa Allah. And the reason for that is may nabasa ako before na the reason why grabe yung attachment namin sa Ramadan, it is because it is the only month or it is the only time when we perform or when we do things na yun talaga ang ginagawa namin dapat as Muslims. Kasi all throughout the year, walang perfect na Muslim. Imagine being in this area, sana konti lang yung Muslims, ganyan. Ang hirap magsimba minsan, 5 times a day, di ba? So, pagpagod ka, ganyan, ang dami-dami, pag lumabas ka, mamimiss mo yung isang prayer. Unlike kumbaga sa amin doon, na parang kanto-kanto may masjid, may mosque, ganyan. Oo, and pinaprioritize. And, nga pala, naalala ko kasi, when I visited Saudi Arabia, sa Makkah, grabe talagang nagre-revolve yung life nila sa five prayers. Kumbaga hindi mo na mafe-feel na parang yung time mo is naka-tied doon sa 5 na...
It's a way of life.
Yes. Pagising mo,
normal.
yes. Like parang 3 a.m. magpa-pray sila. Yun na experience ko doon. Then after Fajr, yung morning na prayer, okay, matutulog na konti. Gigising kang alas 10, alas 11, magre-ready ka na naman for the noon time na prayer. And after that na, lalabas ka, ganyan. Then parang after that, asar na naman, 3 p.m. And then, yung parang hindi mo siya the same way sa Ramadan. Kasi parang ngayon lang namin nagagawa ng maayos yung talagang ginagawa dapat namin gawin as Muslims.
Parang yun yung end all and be all ng isang Muslim during the Ramadan.
Kasi ngayon, imagine, hindi lang kami yung parang nagpa-pray on time, nagbabasa ng Quran. Kasi yung rewards are multiplied in Ramadan. Every letter or every sa Quran na binasa mo, that's times 100 yung blessings na nakukuha mo. Kumbaga, you as a Muslim, kailangan mo you have to make the most out of it eh. Hindi kasi to, and we considered Ramadan as a gift na pag ilang Muslims ang mga hindi nakakaabot sa next na Ramadan. So para siyang gift sa amin na blessing na okay. And yes, and this is the perfect time for us to repent. Na lahat ng mga ginawa naming kasalanan, ganyan. And hopefully, ako talaga, pinaka-goal ko every Ramadan, yung journal ko. May journal kasi ako, Ramadan journal. Binasa ko yung last year ko na goal na parang I want to build mga good habits, mga to read the Quran more, to learn more about the Quran. Ganyan. Throughout the year. Parang yun yung goal ko eh. Hindi lang sa Ramadan. Training ground mo lang to. Ang problema kasi, pagkatapos na Ramadan, oo. And pag Ramadan kasi, nakatied yung mga shaitan. Alam mo yung shaitan?
No.
Yung mga...
Enlighten me.
It's the evil whisperers. Oo. Kaya, di ba, kaya nga may nagagawa tayong mga hindi maganda. O, pag Ramadan kasi, wala sila. And yung sabi nga dun sa nabasa kong post, you only realized, sabi niya na, it's not the shaitan, but it's you. Kung kung nagsisin ka pa rin sa Ramadan, it's not anymore
Them.
about,
It's
it's you. Kasalanan mo na yun. So, this is the perfect time for us to repent. Ganun. To tauba yung tawag. Mga na ma-forgive yung sins namin. Kung sino daw yung pumasok ng Ramadan na Muslim na hindi, parang losers are those who welcome Ramadan tapos hindi sila naghingi ng forgiveness, yung ganun. So, yeah.
Very interesting yun, no?
Dami ko sinabi.
So, let's talk about naman marriage in Muslim families, yan. Are marriages still arranged at this point?
No. Kasi kami merong iba na, oo, merong iba na ina-arrange pa din. Lalo na yung mga, hindi ko kasi masasabi siya na sa Islam. Kasi sa amin kasi more on the tradition and the culture as Maranaos eh. May mga friends ako, ganyan, for political power, political reasons, kaya kinakasal, kaya finifixed, ganon. Or yung iba naman, gusto nila parang yung wealth, ganun.
Within the
Yeah.
within the family or within friendships.
Yes, at meron din na parang gusto nila, sila-sila lang. Di ba kasi pwede sa amin yung relatives. So gusto nila, sila-sila lang talaga sa family at hindi yun makalabas. Ganon. Kahit biologically, di ba, hindi pwede.
So parang walang pressure from your culture versus yung inner peace mo when it comes to that. Kunyari, kasi nga, di ba yung iba, in your case kasi hindi naman kayo nag-arrange marriage eh.
Wala naman. Tsaka siguro for me yung amin kasi it's an answered prayer talaga. Kasi what are the odds? Sabi ko nga sa kanya nung malapit na kaming ikasal, sabi ko grabe, who would have thought, sabi ko na matutuloy tayo. Sabi ko kasi sa dami ng iniisip kong constraint na pwedeng like for example, lalo na sa pamilya nila kasi kami naman walang problema sa akin kasi yung pamilya, yung sa family ko hindi kami strict kung sino ang pwede. Sila kasi medyo may restriction sila na gusto nila. Oo. So yeah, I'm lucky.
Yeah, what are the struggles naman of Muslimas in arranged marriages in your opinion, kahit na hindi yung sayo? Yung mga kakilala mo na nagkaroon ng arranged marriages, ano yung mga struggles nila?
Siguro lalo na yung mga, hindi ko masabi yung percentage ng mga success rate kasi sa amin sa Maranao culture or sa Islam madali lang mag-divorce, 'di ba?
yeah.
Okay lang maghiwalay. Oo. So, parang lalo na ngayon. Dati kasi parang ako ang tingin ko parang pag nakasal ka na, parang that is the ultimate. Parang at saka may record ka na eh. So parang kung may hihiwalay ka tapos magkakasal ka, parang off yun sa akin, mga red flag ganun. Pero ngayon kasi normal yun. Normal talaga yun na pati yung pag-aasawa ng dalawa, tatlo, ganun. Kung sa mga fixed marriages naman, mga struggles, siguro pag incompatible yung dalawa,
the usual conflict na na-experience ng mga hindi naman talaga nagpakasal dahil gusto nila. So parehas din naman pala.
pero hindi siya absolute eh. Kasi may mga fixed marriages na napaka-successful. Oo, marami. Kaya nga hindi natin masasabi na
Depende sa sitwasyon.
depende talaga. And even sa amin, may mga kilala din ako na ang tagal magjowa. Imagine, kahit hindi pwede ang magjowa ang tagal magjowa, nagpakasal. Parang kumbaga pinaglaban nilang isa't isa. Wala pang 2 buwan, naghiwalay na. Imagine. So, hindi siya, depende siguro sa
Depende sa dynamics ng relasyon nila.
Oo, nandun pa rin yun sa dalawang tao. Kasi kahit naman fixed marriage yan, kung you both want to work
Yeah,
together
to
to make it work,
mag-work
talaga yun.
Okay. What about struggles in family? Kasi meron akong classmate na dati na Muslim din siya, pero hindi naman ganun ka-conflict. Kaya lang hindi parang yung mga anak niya is yung parang modern Muslim na. Hindi na naghihijab, hindi na nag-ano, although Muslim pa rin. So sometimes there's some kind of a conflict. Kasi 'di ba ang katulad nga ng inexplain mo, kailangan it's not only a culture. Hindi lang kultura yung paghihijab, hindi lang siya, it's commitment, 'di ba? So may conflict ba or may struggles ba pagdating sa families?
Siguro sa iba, kasi depende din yan kung paano pinapalaki yung mga anak eh. I mean, dun yun.
So
Kung
depende
sinanay
din
kasi,
talaga sa dynamics ng family.
kung sinanay kayo doon sa mga, kumbaga, hindi pinagpa-pray, hindi ginagawang obligatory sa inyo na mag-pray, ganun. Kasi usually ganun eh, na parang, yung parents kasi, sa amin, you are liable to your children pag lumaki yan na walang alam about Islam or hindi yan marunong mag-pray sa hereafter. Ang paniniwala namin sa hereafter, ikaw ang sisisihin nun. Kasi hindi mo tinuruan eh. Parang kumbaga obligation mo siya. Oo. So, siguro depende din sa
The conflict will come in between within na rin sa yung family relationship nila.
yes.
Pero ang mga Muslims ba naniniwala sa mga therapy? Katulad ngayon, may mga mental health issues na tayo. Naniniwala ba kayo or do you go for therapies, yung mga personal growth para, ma-ease yung mga, siyempre, I'm sure you also have the same issues with other people, no? May mga anxiety rin, may mga mental health issues din. Do you go for those, kinds of therapies or
Therapies.
no?
Oo.
Meron din?
Meron din kasi may concept ng depression sa Islam eh. Oo. So parang sa amin pinagdaanan na yan ng Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Kumbaga pinagdaanan niya yan. Na-depress na din siya. Mga mental health na yan, ganun. Siguro hindi lang masyadong vocal or nalatag before, 'di ba? Yung mga mental health na pero mga therapy, oo, mga pagmi-meditate, pagre-reflect, more on the
So you're
reflecting.
open about it
Yes,
naman,
of
kahit
course.
Hindi siya kasama. Parang hindi kasi yung yan, di ba? Parang hindi kasama sa, hindi ko masabi kung kultura kasi hindi ko alam. Pero alam ko usually, pagka you have your own, you have your own belief when it comes to mental health. Tama ba ako? So kapag ka ba therapy, psychologist, psychiatrist, you're open to these kinds of treatment just in case. Kasi we all encounter different kinds of mental issues, di ba? Mental health issues.
I think yes, oo. Kasi parang biologically, 'di ba? Hindi naman 'yun yung concept naman ng psychology is not tied to any religion, 'di ba?
Yes,
Oo. So, yun, hindi naman.
Kasi may ibang religion, hindi sila naniniwala sa psychology. Oo. Ang ano lang nila is always faith. Which is, of course, I beg to disagree din na puro ganun lang. Kasi may mga tao na hindi kaya yung faith. Kailangan may ibang taong nagsasabi na this is what you need to do or this is what we are suggesting for you to do for you to be able to, let's say, get over a heartbreak, yung mga ganyan. Or a separation from, kunyari yung parents na nag-separate, hindi naman yung puro dasal.
Yes. Ay, siguro, yung magkaiba kasi kami ng concept pagdating sa ganyan na yung pagko-cope up sa mga trials.
Yes.
Sa amin, yes. Parang dati din sinasabi sa amin pag may problema ka, iiyak mo sa prayer mo, ganon. Parang kumbaga seek Allah's guidance, seek Allah's mercy for you to get over that, ganon. Wala kaming concept nung like sa other religion na hindi ko alam kung related to, pero kasi hindi kasi kami ganun eh, yung pagko-confess ng mga kasalanan or pagko-confess ng mga we are not encouraged.
Walang ganun.
Hindi lang encouraged, hindi kami ganun. Kasi the sins that you committed or the things that you did na which you are accountable for, sa inyo lang yan ng God. Hindi siya yung sasabihin ko kay Father para I will be, tas sasabi niya, I will be for you are forgiven.
Parang bigyan ka ng parang penance na prayer or whatever.
Yes. Ang sabi nga sa amin, the more na, ang hindi na forgive na mga sins ay yung mga sins na kinakalat mo na kasi pinagsasabi mo sa iba. So, hindi encourage. Parang kumbaga, parang nalalayo na tayo doon sa psychology. Parang na-realize ko. Anyway, sige, continue.
Ang napaka-interesting, no, nung ganong klaseng, ang ganda nung ganong concept na, I mean, ako, personally, ang dami kong natututunan. No, yung talk na to, curious kasi ako, ang dami kong kakilalang Muslim friends na minsan hindi mo matanong kasi iba-iba rin yung nila or minsan baka they will take offense since friend naman kita. Parang alam ko you won't take offense sa mga questions ko kasi these are the normal na question na natatanong ng iba sa akin na I have the opportunity to ask you, which is good. So Jobs, before I go to my final thoughts, I'd like to do word talk first. Any word of the day, phrase of the day, or any kind of mga kasabihan na sinasabi lang, ini-explain ko lang kung ano yung meaning noon and the definition or the pronunciation kung meron man. So our word talk for today is faith. Yan, kasi parang yun yung pinag-usapan natin. So in the New Testament Bible, in Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1, faith is defined as the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. Sa Quran, sa research ko, faith is referred to as iman. Diba? It defines faith through the characteristics and actions of those who possess it. According to the Quran, faith is not a static feeling. It's a state of the heart that fluctuates and it's proven by behavior, katulad ng in-explain mo kanina. It is believing the truths that your eyes cannot see but your heart recognizes. To have faith is to find aman, our safety in God or in Allah. It is the internal peace that comes from trusting the Creator's plan. And that's our word talk for today, faith. I hope tama ako dun sa na-research kong yun.
Yes.
Alright. So Jobs, thank you so much for joining me for this podcast. Lang ako, final thoughts lang ako ng konti. What Jobs has shared to us, this is a Muslima experience, not a rule book. Katulad nung sinabi niya kanina, in my opinion, ito yung sa storya niya, sa kanyang pananaw. We don't have to relate to respect. We just respect them, their traditions and their culture, the same way most of them respect ours. Kasi hindi naman natin sila nakikitang inaangal tayo. Nagko-question sila paminsan-minsan, pero they just go with the flow of how we also do our own, how we practice our own faith. So from the discipline of the fast to the peace of the heart, Suhoor, the journey which represents the preparation, the discipline of fasting, and the quiet moments of faith before the world wakes up, di ba? Salam, the destination which represents the peace found in wearing the hijab, the tranquility or sakina in a marriage, and the ultimate goal of a Muslim's spiritual life. One thing I have unlearned about this conversation about the Muslim faith is realizing that certain marriage traditions, gender roles, or social shame are cultural constructs lang to. Hindi ito spiritual mandates katulad nung in-explain mo kanina. So the end result is finding the freedom to practice Islam in a way that is authentic to the soul, rather than just pleasing the community. Faith isn't about perfection. It's not a feeling, not a blind imitation of doing what your culture dictates without understanding why. Faith is a journey. It's striving, it's challenging. It's about sincerity, commitment, and it's about trusting the one who does. Listening is participation. That's why I'd like to thank you for listening with an open heart, and I'd like to thank you, Jobs, for joining me for today's episode. This is Free Talk with Miss Jo, Real Talk No Fo. This has been your host, Miss Jo with a long O. Until next time, let's keep learning, keep growing, and keep going. Stay grateful. Bye for now.